Why is Africa far from true freedom? Welcome to AfriFacts, your #1 channel for African history and insightful discussions. Today, we address a deep and thought-provoking question: why is Africa still far from true freedom? Despite gaining independence from colonial rule, many African nations continue to struggle with challenges that hinder their progress. What are these challenges, and how can Africa break free? Let's dive in. 1. Neo-colonialism, the invisible chains. While Africa gained political independence, economic and political control still lies in foreign hands. Former colonial powers and global financial institutions continue to influence African economies through debt, trade policies, and multinational corporations. Many African leaders remain tied to Western and Eastern powers, limiting the continent's ability to make independent decisions. Example: the franc CFA currency used by 14 African countries is controlled by France, affecting their economic sovereignty. 2. Corruption and poor leadership. Many African countries suffer from corrupt governments that prioritize personal wealth over national development. Funds meant for infrastructure, healthcare, and education are often mismanaged or stolen. Poor leadership has led to rigged elections, political instability, and dictatorship, keeping many African nations in a cycle of underdevelopment. Example: leaders like Mobutu Sese Seko of Zaire, now DRC, looted billions while his country remained impoverished. 3. Economic dependence and exploitation. Africa is rich in natural resources, yet these resources are often extracted and exported without adding value. Foreign companies dominate industries like oil, gold, diamonds, and rare minerals, leaving African nations with little control over their wealth. The lack of industrialization means African economies rely on raw material exports while importing expensive finished goods. Example: the DRC supplies over 60% of the world's cobalt, essential for batteries, yet the country remains one of the poorest in the world. 4. Tribalism and ethnic conflicts. Many African countries struggle with tribal and ethnic divisions, often fueled by colonial-era borders that ignored cultural identities. These divisions have led to civil wars, political instability, and genocide. Example: the Rwandan genocide of 1994 between the Hutu and Tutsi people resulted in the deaths of nearly 800,000 people. Unity is essential for true freedom, but many African nations continue to struggle with ethnic tensions. 5. Weak education systems and brain drain. A weak education system means many Africans lack the necessary skills to compete in the global economy. Many educated Africans leave the continent for better opportunities in the West, a phenomenon known as brain drain. Example: over 70,000 African professionals leave the continent yearly, weakening Africa's intellectual and workforce potential. 6. Foreign military influence and conflicts. Many African countries host foreign military bases, reducing their ability to make independent security decisions. Foreign interventions in African conflicts often serve global interests rather than African stability. Example: the Sahel region, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, has seen military involvement from France, the US, and Russia, yet instability continues. The path to true freedom. Africa must break free from these chains through economic independence, strong leadership, unity, and education. Investing in local industries, prioritizing African solutions, and promoting good governance are essential steps. What do you think Africa needs to achieve true freedom? Let us know in the comments. If you found this video insightful, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more eye-opening discussions on AfriFact. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we uncover more untold truths about Africa.